Well, welcome to something brand new from A Rood Awakening International. This is a new Wednesday show. We're going to be doing a lot of this, and this one is called Messianic Media. In this series, we're going to talk to folks who have already made it in the media, doing Torah-based things, spreading the word. And if you are kind of in that space where you're saying, you know what, I'd like to do that. I'd like to learn from somebody who's already done it so I can not make the same mistakes they did. Can we talk to somebody like that? Yes, we can. And so our guests today are John and Danielle Murray. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Hey, thanks, Scott.
Thanks for having us.
Certainly, yeah. Now, people might look at you and go, wait a minute, I know these people. Where have I seen them? And I'm going to say, well, the biggest following I know that you guys have is Facebook. That's right. Now, we go to Torah gatherings together, so that's how I know you guys. But I had no idea when I first met you about this, so I'm really intrigued now, and that's why we wanted to have you up here. But you have 700,000 plus followers on Facebook.
We do.
How? Okay, that's crazy. So let's put that aside for a minute. I want to talk about something before we forget, because you guys are starting something brand new.
Yep.
It's a new podcast. Tell me about the podcast.
Yeah, it's called Rooted Deeply, and it was born out of, I guess, a passion project for me, finding a lane that suited me more. You know, we had started with family vlogging, which was never exactly my sweet spot. I like to talk. I like to talk about deep things. And so it was something we had chatted about doing and then decided just to go for it. We wanted to create a space for sharing scriptural truth in an applicable way to life, how to walk out the instructions of God in our life through parenting, especially. We're raising a lot of children, so.
How many kids, just for the record?
We have 8.
8. I thought you were going to say we're on 8.
We're on 8. We have 8 at this moment. Our oldest is 13. Our youngest is 18 months.
Oh my goodness, wow.
So raising them with a solid foundation was really important for us, and having the scripture to point back to instead of our own opinions or because mom and dad said so, we can say because this is what the Bible says. And so, we just wanted to share that wisdom with others. We also wanted to bridge the gap for people between the whole truth of the Word of God and what they're learning in church on Sundays.
Oh, that's this new podcast is doing that. Oh, wow. Right. So this one is not for Messianic audiences necessarily? This is kind of for everybody?
I mean, I think it's for both, yeah. I think Messianic, you absolutely can see the Messianic in what's being spoken and taught and shared. But the goal is to have it be something that is practical, that people can apply to their lives, and then also observe our lives and go, that's different. I haven't seen that. I haven't heard that. And so that's kind of the goal, is to present something that makes people ask the questions, because we don't want to just tell people, you should believe this, because a lot of times that falls on deaf ears. Okay. When we've been taught in church this, we're going to believe that. But if we can start asking the questions, which we did, that's how we got into it. It didn't always make sense. So if we can start presenting an example of that, I think that's kind of the purpose and the goal with it.
Okay, so Rooted Deeply is, when did you start this?
We launched it this year in
January
of 25.
No, it took us a year to try to build it.
Oh, did you? Okay, the
first podcast was recorded about a year ago.
So what? Now here's something we can get into for a lesson for somebody wanting to start this. So they think, okay, I'm going to start tomorrow, and that's what you thought too. And a year later. Yeah. So what took the year?
What's funny is if you look back at, it was like a period of fasting and praying for direction. What are we supposed to do next? And that's kind of where this all came together. It's not just a podcast, it's also a community. So we have our own app and like a membership community to bring people in closer.
And what's the app, by the way?
It's called Rooted Deeply.
Rooted Deeply. And people get it on their Apple podcasts or on Android, wherever.
Yep. Okay. And so they can listen to the podcast each week early for free on the app, or they can join with a subscription, and we do like deep dive Bible studies and have community groups and live discussions. And
cool.
Eventually we want to do like in-person retreats. And,
that'd be fun.
There's a lot of big vision plans for it.
Okay, well, good.
We can grow. But so when we started, if you look at the first few episodes, our youngest was like 8 months old. He's like a year younger because we actually recorded those last year. Yeah. And what took so long, it just felt like
Well, we have 8 kids, and we homeschool them.
Enough said.
And so that's what took so long.
Yeah.
Some of it was
But yeah,
spiritual
it's
warfare.
life. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Truly.
yeah, truly.
I mean, we had issues with, I remember one day he took all 8 kids to the library just so I could sit down and work on the website and get a website built for a landing page.
Yeah.
And he was gone. I think the baby woke up because I'm sorry, it wasn't all 8 kids because I had Cohen and I think Tyler stayed to help with him,
Right.
our oldest. And so I got him like settled and then she was taking him, getting him taken care of. I sat down, I opened up my computer and the power went out in the middle of the day, just like no reason, no explanation. So like random things like that where it just felt like every time we'd try to start something would fall apart. We had outsourced editing our vlogs to a company that was supposed to help us
Scale and grow.
scale it into, I don't even know, into,
So
hundreds
the
of
scales
thousands
fell
of
off,
dollars.
is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
It descaled.
A D scale.
It did not work out.
Yeah,
So
it
like
wasn't what we were
all these
told
things
about.
that were supposed to make everything easier so we could just focus on this. And so I don't know, I've chalked it up to like lessons in, in the Father's timing, in
Yeah.
his provision on things, having to rely on him and not our own. We can move our feet, but ultimately he has to bring the harvest. And
Lots of growth during that time
Yeah.
too, which was needed. Like if we're going to be leading a community of people online or whatever it is, there were some things that needed to be,
Pruned.
pruned.
refined.
Yep. And so I think the expectation itself was, again, we're just going to do this and it's going to take off. It's going to be great. And it was like again, this year-long process. It was like, what is going on? And all these things keep happening. And so it really was just like trusting in him and his timing and not ourselves, which at the beginning, I think we were relying a lot on what we could do.
Well, that's what the Bible says, right? We have our plans, and he's like, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll guide it for you. You
Yes.
go ahead and come up with a plan, but I'm going to decide the timing.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
I think that speaks to anyone wanting to start, especially if your goal is to teach people. You got to make sure that your heart's in the right place, that you're aligned with the Word and with the Father's will, because he will definitely make you wait until he's
you're
ready for you.
representing him.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, you're not going to go out there with my name until you're ready.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
And we shouldn't even want to, really. The desire should be to.
Sure enough. Now, how often are you doing this new podcast?
Oh, every week.
Every week?
Yeah.
On a particular day when people catch it live?
So you can get it early on Sundays in the app, or Wednesdays is when we...
No, Tuesday.
Tuesdays.
It went live today.
Okay.
Well, not today
Tuesdays.
because today's Wednesday in this episode.
Okay.
Tuesdays and Sunday if you get it to the app.
Okay, very good. Cool. So that's your newest thing. And now let's go right back to the beginning of John and Danielle before any of this.
Oh dear.
And you're known, first of all, you're known if people want to say, well, what about this 700,000 following on Facebook? Where is that? And it's We Are the Murrays?
Yeah, the Murrays on Facebook.
Yeah, We Are the Murrays on Facebook, and then YouTube is just the Murrays if you search it up, or youtube.com.
And you have a website too, wearethemurrays.com, isn't that it?
No.
No?
We
Oh, I thought
had
you did.
one.
Okay.
We
do
have the domain.
Okay.
We're just not going to talk about that. That's just another.
That's okay. Nothing on there anyway. Nothing to see here. Let's
You can go look at it if you want.
You can,
Well, that's no problem. Okay, good. So, John and Danielle, where does this love story begin? What happened? Where did you meet?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you can tell in the story.
How deep do you want to go? There's a lot to be said.
First of all, how old are you when you first meet?
I was 24, I think, and you were like 21.
Okay.
You can kick it off if you would like to,
Okay.
or I can.
I'm from Pennsylvania. I was engaged before I met John and had moved down here, and that did not pan out. But I had a job that I really liked. I was a nanny, and then I got a job at the Apple Store at the Genius Bar. And so I liked my job enough to stay in North Carolina, and I actually worked with his best friend.
Yeah. So they worked at the Apple Store, and I had just gone through a breakup. And my friend's like, hey man, there's this girl. She works at the Apple Store. She's at the Genius Bar with me. Like, she's a Christian. You'll love this girl. And I was like, okay. Like, and the funny joke, or not really a joke, funny story. he sent a picture of her, but he got a picture of her, and it's like he was like, "Hey, Danielle," and she like this kind of thing, and snapped a quick picture. So it's like half blurry, and her face is kind of like this.
Eyes
and I'm
crossed,
like,
yeah.
I'm like, her? This is the girl? So
Are you sure?
eventually I went to the Apple store and actually saw her, and I was like, oh, okay, that doesn't look like the picture that you sent me at all. But yeah, then we just kind of, I think it started talking on Facebook or something.
I think he said, his friend Rob said, "You should be friends with my friend John."
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I don't. So I think I saw you there one day. You went to hang out with them, and I said,
yeah, we bumped
"Remember,
into
I
each
said
other,
hi
yeah.
to you," and he was like, "Me? Are you talking to me?"
Me?
And then I don't know. I sent you a friend
thinks
request
I'm
on
cute.
Facebook or something,
Yeah.
or a message on Facebook. Oh no,
I accidentally sent you a friend request on.
he accidentally sent me a friend request.
Sure, accident.
Well, back when Facebook used to give you friend suggestions, and I was like, oh, and I thought she had sent me a friend request, but it was actually a friend suggestion from Facebook. And so I clicked it, and it was like, friend request sent. And I was like, what? What are you talking about, friend request sent? And then I realized what had happened.
Then he had to message me.
And so I sent her a message.
Yeah.
And
We met for coffee. I think we hung out like 8 hours
Yeah.
straight through the night. And
That's when you know
every day
something
since.
special's happening, right?
Yeah.
You meet this person for the first time, you both don't want to go home.
yeah, it was like 2 a.m. sitting outside of a coffee shop. And they're like, I guess we need to go.
yeah.
But then her phone screen got cracked at the end of the evening. So we thought that might have been
It's a bad
It's a
sign.
warning sign.
yeah, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. But then, yeah, we hung out like for a while. And then here's where it gets interesting. Go ahead, Danielle.
Which part? When I went to California?
No, the part where you got back from California. Go ahead. Do you want to share
No
that?
pressure.
You can.
So we were both going to church at the time, but we weren't really living the best life at the time.
Nor have I in the past, nor has anyone else
So,
in this
right.
audience. So don't worry.
So Danielle actually got pregnant before we were married, and that kick-started the craziest years of our life. So we ended up, she got pregnant, and we decided that we were going to get married, that the Lord wanted us to do that, to honor that. And I believed that in honoring that he would honor and bless our lives through it. Because we were only dating for how long at the time? Like
4 months.
3 or 4 months. And
We
so
had talked about marriage briefly like before. So it was an idea we both had at
Right.
one point, but
And so we did decide to do that. And it was like, I think the first year of marriage was just the absolute hardest thing. I mean, think about, we brought in a new baby, got married and are living together now. So we're having to learn each other. A new baby came 3 months after we got married. It was just a really chaotic, and you're talking about 2 like broken people. Like we had our issues that we just were both bringing into this relationship.
And you've been
that-
together for maybe a year and a
Yeah.
little bit at this point.
Yeah, at
That's
that
about
point,
it.
yeah. And I don't even think it was a year once the baby was still, yeah.
yeah, it
Wow,
was.
okay.
Like
Oh, yeah, it was. I'm sorry, you're right. And so, yeah, it was just like really rough and a huge struggle. Arguments, trying to learn each other, figure each other out. But then just progressively over the years, we have seen the blessing that has come from that and the fruit that has come from that, not just in more children, but just in our own personal lives and the things that the Lord's shown us through this whole process. But yeah, that's how
I think we both had the resolve to work it out,
Yeah.
no matter what. That's been, at least the core of
right.
our marriage has been that this is for keeps.
Yep. My dad left for 5 years when I was a kid, and that was like the one thing I was like, I will never abandon my children, And so that was always, even though there's times where it was like, this would just be better if we weren't together. We can figure this out, It was still just like, no, there's a dedication and a determination to make it work. And after how long have we been married now? 13 years. It's truly been, it's like the people we are now, we wouldn't trade that for anything. It's just what the Lord has shown us through all of it, I just couldn't imagine the selfish kind of person that I would be if that decision was made to just go do what made me happy in that moment. So,
Yep. Well, having 8 kids will make you pretty selfless. There's no time for self.
right.
The most refining thing in life, I think, is parenting for sure.
So now, what were you guys wham, you guys have to get married, you get kids getting started already, and so you're in work life still? Like, what's happening work-wise in your lives at that point?
So when we first got married, I was working. He had just started working at the church he'd gone to for, 10 years at the time. His brother was on staff there. He
I was
started
doing video work.
learning how to edit videos to do their announcements. And then I decided to stay home. I had maternity leave from Apple, and then I decided to stay home. And so what did you do? You started doing wedding videography, just learned that, self-taught that. He got his real estate license and it's wild because he wasn't pursuing that necessarily, but anytime we needed something, God provided. He brought, just someone from church that was selling or buying a home. And so we saw him working all throughout, that blessing of provision and being able to rely on him. And then I think you got a job, right, editing with Mark for a little while.
Yes, I was working in the church for a few years. We had started the social media during that time. And then, so he had seen the video, a neighbor, and asked me to come work with him. So I worked with him part-time. But so I'm doing church videos for this other production company, my own social media, wedding videos. I'm just it was just and during that time it was, I gotta make this work. I gotta provide for my family. And so I was just whatever we had to do. But the social media at the time, this is 10 years ago now almost, it was I saw the potential in that because I saw some people doing it, but it was still very new. 10 years ago, to just show up with your family online, it was a weird thing. It was just what are you doing? Why are you doing that?
We have a friend, it's actually his best friend's wife, her mom. It was you guys could do this. It pointed out a vlogging family that was really successful on YouTube. I could just see you doing this. And he was these are just home videos.
So were you guys doing any kind of video work and putting it out there, vlogs or anything like that?
Not at that time.
Yeah, no.
You were just producing.
Yeah, I was just creating stuff for the church.
He was weddings mostly. And I was begging him to take more videos of our kids, so we could have memories.
Yeah, just to have home videos.
So he's these are home videos that people are posting on YouTube.
Yeah, we're going to meet in the middle. I'm going to do it with an intention and a purpose, and then you'll have it for years to come.
Listen, this is really cringy, so just be warned if anyone actually wants to look at this. But I was pregnant with our 4th baby at the time, and this is when parodies were just now a thing. So we made a pregnancy announcement parody video. And his brother and our sister-in-law were also pregnant with, I think their second. Mm-hmm. So we surprise, double whammy, both announced pregnancies with this music parody video.
Yeah.
And it is very cringy, but it went viral. And so that's kind of where the foundation started because he saw, okay, these are taking off. We can make that. I know music, I know video, we can do that. And so that was the strategy in the beginning, was making parodies. So we made quite a few. It did work.
Yeah, so we did that and took off and kind of helped launch it a little bit more.
We were not making money with it. No. Maybe $50 a month for the first, I don't know, 3 years, we were doing 5 years.
Now let's just back up here. So when you put it online, where did you put it?
That was YouTube.
Just YouTube?
That's where we started,
You started YouTube, okay.
So we were probably 3 years into YouTube, just vlogging, family life. Okay. Every day, me with the kids.
A couple parody videos here and there, but for the most part, it was just vlogs, posting 3 videos a week, and just trying to be consistent.
Now, were you actively buying YouTube ads and trying to point people to your page?
No.
How did you grow it? What were you doing to push it out there?
The parodies helped, but I think at that time too, it was still just kind of new. And so people were, as always, interested in other people's lives and what they're doing. And whether that's to feel better about themselves because they are doing it better, or whether just to relate and be, have someone to relate to. But yeah, no, at the time it was just posting the videos, being consistent. I think a lot of how the growth happened was because she was pregnant. We were doing a lot of pregnancy type content.
So people like to see the progression.
Yeah, they like to see that,
They
the
always
story.
a journey. You can take them on a journey. I think an applicable thing would be, like I said, there was strategy in doing these parodies because we saw them going viral. We saw this is what's in right now, and if we can make it our own, there's space still. And so that was really what started it.
Yeah, and on YouTube you have searchability, which is the great thing about YouTube, which is still the great thing about YouTube, is that you have sort of putting pregnancy videos out, but then you have videos that are still pregnancy related, but whether it's about, her favorite products. And so of course, new moms want to know what the other people are out there getting. And so they're going to check out the video and they're going to search for it. And so, that's kind of another aspect of it that was really helping with the growth is some people are here just for the journey, and some people are here because they searched and found a video. So
okay, so speaking of products, did you ever get into that where you reviewed products for companies and they paid you for doing so, or anything like that?
Yeah, we do brand deals still. I think back then there wasn't, like I said, the first few years it was all work and literally no reward really.
But then we
built a community that followed us.
And it just happened organically, kind of people and sharing your videos and liking and subscribing and all that.
Yeah, we've done minimal ads. I mean, I think if I've done any ads, it was maybe like $100 for a month, maybe a couple times ever. And then they never really produced what made me happy with, because I wasn't an ad genius. So I was just like, whatever. And
The biggest thing is connection. Like, we connected deeply with the audience that we were building. We were always in the comments and engaging with them and trying to provide value. I feel like that I did a lot of sharing information, educating people, and so they had something to kind of take away from it.
So these partnerships you have with companies, so people might go, wait a minute, how do I do that? So how does someone get into that part of it if that's what they're looking for with doing something like this?
Well, I mean, a lot of it is at the beginning just having to kind of grind out and get some kind of following, or even some kind of consistency in views. So even if you don't have a huge following, but you're putting out searchable videos that are doing well, that also has obviously lots of credibility to it.
Most brands will pay for, some will pay for exposure and some really want the conversion.
Right.
So I think it just depends too on what you're looking for. Being able to know to set the bar low and work on some things you don't necessarily want to do, but the better work you do and provide, the better service you provide for them, then you can grow a portfolio and your reputation, I think, at the same time.
Right. And then it's not super complicated. You truly can, a lot of times if we're looking for something, whether it's a product that we like, we'll just go to Instagram and I'll shoot a message to them. Hey, would love to, if you'd be willing to send me this video, this product, I'll make a video featuring it, And so we've gotten, even when we weren't really making a lot of money, we were getting free stuff. Like, she did a whole pregnancy bag or something video where she got like a breast pump and all kinds of maternity stuff for free, because she was willing to make a video about it. So
I think we got mattresses for all of our kids. So
we got mattresses.
We were paying the bills in goods, bartering.
Just things you don't have to buy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's really not super complicated. If you can show a brand that you do bring value, like she was saying, hey, I can make a video that's going to get a lot of hits because I know how to create SEO for YouTube that will bring people to this video, then they are really likely to be like, oh, okay, yeah. And you can show them, hey, I've already done this for these other videos that I've created.
Do you think they're looking for a certain number of, do they look at how many followers you have and that kind of thing?
They look at engagement now more than anything. So it's changed over the years. Now they look at engagement because there was a period of time where people could buy followers and it wasn't fake. So people could have, 200,000 followers online, but no influence over them because they haven't built that relationship and that trust. So that is really important in creating conversions. So if you want to do like an affiliate, a lot of companies will say, we'll send you this. We're not going to pay you, but you can have an affiliate link and earn commission. So if you want to be effective at that, then you need to have trust and relationship with your audience so that they will buy what you tell them to buy.
Right. And it's, again, I think I don't know if there's necessarily a number. There's probably obviously a low number that they're going to want you to at least hit. But I think if you can show them, again, it just have to be, is this video that they're going to create worth this product we're about to send them? And most times, if you can create something that can do something like, I can't give you an exact number because obviously each brand's going to be different because each product's going to be different priced. But if you can hit, especially on YouTube, you can get a 10,000 view video and plus, and show them that you're consistent and able to do that. Your following numbers isn't going to matter to them. They're going to go, oh, you're getting numbers and you're getting engagement. People are commenting. People are interested in this. You'd be really likely to get some good products if you can hit numbers.
Because they're going to see that you have a community.
Right.
That community is not familiar with my product. I want that community.
Right.
Put it in your community.
Oh yeah.
Or at least
absolutely.
you can get it in front of people.
Yeah.
People are consistently viewing your videos. They're going to see this.
Right.
And again,
go ahead.
I was just going to say some brands have, they all have different budgets. So you've got like these big box stores that it's going to be harder to get someone there because they don't necessarily need you to promote them. But when you find like smaller niche companies, a lot of times that's.
So what kind of skills would people need? Obviously, this isn't going to happen tomorrow if somebody goes, I'm going to do that too. But so you need to have, you're saying SEO, you know how to make something work on YouTube at least. And so what kind of skills would you think, like if you had a list of, you need to be able to do this, this, and this?
Yeah, that's a huge one for YouTube specifically, is to be able to, for searchability. If people don't know what SEO is, it's search engine optimization. You want people to, when they type in, if they're looking for a specific product, they want to know a review on it. Like you want your video to pop up, especially when you don't have a huge following. That's a great way to start building that, is to have videos that are searchable.
I have a lot of keywords.
Lots of keywords. And so you can easily search that up online. But one thing that I have found really useful for years, and it's still very true, is if you can find a video that is similar to a video you want to create, and you see that they have a low subscriber count, but a huge view count on that video. So say, I don't know, what's a product? Give me a product. Can we say products?
Diapers.
Okay, so Huggies. You want Huggies review. If you see a creator, they have 300 subscribers, 100 subscribers, but they have a Huggies video and it's titled, leak proof, whatever, Huggies diapers, and it has 1 million views on it. What that tells you is there's not a lot of content out here for this specific thing. So because it has they're having to pull from these low subscribers. So the algorithms are having to pull from a low subscriber to get a video because it's highly searched, but they don't have any content for it. So this person only has 100 subscribers, but people are looking for this video, so here it is. So that tells you right there, hey, I can create a video like that and probably get it to do well. And even use some of the same titling and some of the same captions. I don't ever try to rip people off completely, but I will reword some things.
Learn from them.
Exactly. I'm like, okay, let me just change that a little bit. ChatGPT, let me know.
Yeah. Well, okay, speaking of which, so we've had a couple of guests on here talk about AI and the dangers, of course, of AI.
Oh, yeah.
And we can all see how this is heading toward revelation.
Oh, yeah.
And all that. But there are some useful tools for this kind of thing. So what do you think of the relatively new AI tools on YouTube and places like this? Are they useful? Do you use them, or do you just use old school methods?
No, we do use a little bit.
Like the ones built into the platforms?
Yeah, like use our AI generator to help you with your keywords and your title for this video type of thing.
Well, I'll tell you, we do use, if you're familiar with Opus Clip, Opus Pro, whatever it's called, Opus something.
Clip. It is Clip.
Clip. Because it's the world we live in now. The reality is I can't keep up with just us to create the content that needs to be put out to please these algorithms, which is gross to even say truly.
Or even people's attention
span.
Yeah.
Again, we're what's driving the changes in the algorithm because of our changes in behavior.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we're consuming 3 seconds at a time, well, it's going to be favoring the things that people are watching.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we do use that, which for me, it's a lot. I think about it like this. Could I create this? Yes. Do I have time to create it? No.
That's
Do I have
the
the
thing,
resources to pay somebody to go create it? No, not right now. And so that's why it's like, okay, I could do this myself, so I'm going to let this software or whatever go do it for me. I think it's another thing when I'm like you're like creating something that you actually can't do. Like a lot of, like even now, it kind of grosses me out a little bit, but like there's music out there that's completely AI generated. And it's people who don't even know how to make music, but they can go in and plug it in and make these songs that are really, really good. And it's kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that, because you couldn't actually do that if you wanted to. You just got the AI to do it.
Right.
So there's definitely things that I'm like, I don't think I would use it for that. I like music. I can write music. I actually wouldn't even use AI to do it, because that's just like, it's just different for me.
Touches on
I
his
think Yehovah
artistic
would-
nature.
It does.
Yeah, I think Yehovah would honor people that are just going to say that, and yeah, I could,
Right.
but I'm going to resist that temptation.
Yeah, that's true.
Really,
Yeah,
what it is,
absolutely.
and just go do it this way, and you'll be blessed anyway.
Yeah, that's very true.
So let's come back and talk about this again next week. Let's do a whole other episode. We're already out of time.
Oh my goodness, what?
Yeah, right. See, it's zero
Oh my
on the
goodness.
clock there. We're
Zero
already
on
done.
the clock. Who did this?
You've been talking.
What is this? I wasn't talking. I think you were talking. Okay, I was talking a little bit. Yeah, that sounds
So
great.
we'll come back and talk about this again next week. We want to find out, okay, this infamous 700,000 followers on Facebook. We haven't even touched Facebook
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
We only talk about YouTube. How many followers on YouTube, by the way?
Like 480,000.
Still very, very significant. Okay, so you've built that up over time and
Yeah.
doing the right thing. And so we're going to talk more about doing the right thing and how to get there next week. So
Cool.
Thank you again in advance for doing that. And thank you in advance for coming next week. We're going to talk more about this with John and Danielle Murray. Again, there's the information at the bottom of the screen where you can catch some of their stuff and watch their kids grow and know all the interesting things they're doing. We're going to talk more about that whole aspect of it next week. So come back and see us for Messianic Media. See you.